Yes. Now children, let us see addition of HBr in the presence of benzoyl peroxide. The previous equation was simple addition of HBr. Okay, you have not added anything along with the HBr. Okay, now here you are going to conduct the reaction in the presence of benzoyl peroxide. In the presence of benzoyl peroxide, what changes, why it is changing, all that we will see. Now, in the presence of benzoyl peroxide, the reaction is called as anti-Markovnikov's addition, or it is also called as peroxide effect because of the peroxide that you are adding, or it is also called as Karash effect. Okay, and this peroxide effect or Karash effect will take place only with HBr, not with HCl, not with HI. Only HBr will show this peroxide effect. Okay, be very clear about this. Okay, now how do you write this benzoyl peroxide? This is your benzoyl peroxide. This is one benzoyl group, this is another benzoyl group, and this is the peroxide group. How do you write hydrogen peroxide? HOOH. This is hydrogen peroxide. Now these two hydrogen atoms are replaced by benzoyl groups. This is benzoyl group. COC6H5 is called as benzoyl group. Now O and O, they are same kind of atoms. So they will undergo homolytic fission. Homolytic fission gives rise to free radicals. So when this bond is breaking, you will get two benzoyl free radicals. This is free radical. Okay? Okay. Now what is happening? This benzoyl free radical, it is attached to, this carbonyl group is attached to the benzene ring. Okay? Through a single bond. This electron is that of this carbon and this electron is that of carbon of the benzene ring, right? Now this electron and the free radical electron, they will share among themselves and this will escape as CO2. Okay, this will escape as CO2 molecule. So this electron will be left over the carbon of the benzene ring. So you will get a phenyl free radical. This is called as phenyl free radical. C6H5 dot. Now what will happen? This C6H5 dot will react with HBr. That is, it will initiate or it will try to break. It will try to make this HBr undergo homolytic fission in the presence of this phenyl free radical. I already told you hydrogen and Br both are having almost similar electronegative character. So this free radical is initiating the homolytic fission of this HBr. Now if this HBr is undergoing homolytic fission, this will be H dot and Br dot. Okay. Now out of the two, H dot will go with this phenyl free radical and become benzene. Okay. Anything and everything will take place only towards stability. So that is why H dot will go with this and get out as benzene, leaving behind a bromine free radical. Now this bromine free radical will react with the propene molecule. Okay, you are showing an unsymmetrical alkene in the presence of HBr and benzoyl peroxide, how the reaction is taking place. So now this propene will have to face the free radical, that is Br dot. Now this Br dot has got two options because this is going to make homolytic fission between the two carbon atoms. Both of them are sp2 hybridized. So they will undergo they will undergo homolytic fission. So during that homolytic fission, this pi bond will break. Okay, this pi bond, when it is breaking, the pair of electron that is associated with this bond will go towards the respective carbon atom. Okay, now this Br dot thinks, should I go and attach myself with this, or should I pair with this, or should I pair with this? ये सोचेगा. ठीक है. अब मान लो अगर ये Br इसके साथ जुड़ गया तो ये फ्री रेडिकल यहाँ पे रह जाएगा. अगर ये Br रेडिकल इसके साथ जुड़ गया तो ये वाला फ्री रेडिकल इस पे रहेगा. ठीक है. नाउ यू सी Br डॉट if it is attaching itself to this carbon, okay, these two are sharing. So now the unpaired electron will remain on the secondary carbon. And if this Br dot is attaching itself to this, then the unpaired electron will remain on the primary carbon. Is that clear? Now out of the free radicals what you have studied, again stability mein tertiary free radical is more stable than secondary, more stable than primary. This also I have studied. This is free radical stability. Okay. Now here this is a secondary free radical, this is a primary free radical. Obviously secondary free radical is more stable. Okay. तो ये बहुत कम बनेगा. Is that clear? The amount of primary free radical being produced will be very less, because always any reaction takes place towards making a stable compound only. So this will be made. Now this free radical, what it will do? It will try to make, or it will try to hit another HBr and make homolytic fission take place there. Okay? Each and every free radical will hit another neutral molecule and make that molecule undergo homolytic fission. Now when this will undergo homolytic fission, you are having H dot and Br dot. Okay. Now this H dot will go with the secondary carbon and pair it. Pairing ho jayegi iski. Exactly. Now you can ask me, why can't Br dot go? Now Br is already there with this carbon. If this Br also goes with this, then the electron cloud of both the Br atoms, which is bigger in size, they will hit each other. So preferably H dot will go here. With the result, you will get this as the product, and this Br dot will be left. Now this Br dot will again hit another propene molecule in the medium, and the same process will continue. So what is the product formed? You are getting 1-bromopropane as the product. Is that clear? You are getting 1-bromopropane as the product. Now supposing you are having CH3, CH, double bond CH2, and supposing you are asked HBr के साथ क्या reaction है, यहाँ पे क्या product बनेगा, and the same if it is HBr in the presence of peroxide, then what is the product? If HBr is simply added, you will get 2-bromopropane, but if HBr in the presence of peroxide is added, then 1-bromopropane is the major product. This mechanism is very important. You need to practice. You should know very clearly. Is that clear? Peroxide effect की mechanism बहुत important. So that is what I have shown you here. If you are adding HBr in the presence of benzoyl peroxide, this will be your major product. And if you are simply adding HBr, this will be your major product. Okay. So this is about anti-Markovnikov's addition. And remember, this anti-Markovnikov's addition is applicable only to HBr. It is applicable only to HBr. Okay. So you have to be very clear with this. Now, let me show you one thing. Yes, here, why it is so. Let us see that. Now there is a data for that. Let me show you the data. Share the data with you. Now supposing you are adding HX. Now in that X, if it is F or Cl or Br or I, whatever it may be. Now in such a case, what you find? What is the delta H associated with the reaction? Now you saw that Br dot is hitting the molecule. Is it not? CH3, CH, double bond CH2. This X dot is making homolytic fission here. Now with the result, what it has happened? If this has broken, then X dot has attached itself to this carbon. So you're getting a secondary free radical. Then this secondary free radical will come in contact with another HX, where this H dot will attach itself to this and X dot is left free. This is what we saw, right? Now here see the what is the amount of energy released in the process in the first step when X dot is making homolytic fission in the alkene. That time, if X dot was F dot, then the amount of energy released is minus 209. Okay, and in the second step, final product बनने से पहले जो second step है उसमें plus 159. This is endothermic, this is exothermic. Now see in case of Cl, अगर X Cl होता then minus 101 kilojoule of energy is released, but in the second step you have to supply 27 kilojoule of energy. Endothermic reaction is non-spontaneous, remember that. Now in the case of Br, it is minus 42 in the first step and minus 37 in the second step. Both are exothermic. Exothermic reactions are spontaneous, they are much more favorable. In the case of I, the first one is endothermic. जब पहला स्टेप ही नहीं होता तो सेकेंड स्टेप के लिए कैसे होगा? दो इट इज माइनस, जब पहला स्टेप एंडोथर्मिक है then the reaction is not favorable. In the first instance itself it is not favorable. That is why this anti-Markovnikov addition is taking place with HBr only, where both the steps are exothermic, both favorable. That is why my anti-Markovnikov addition takes place only with HBr. It doesn't take place with HCl, it doesn't take place with HI, it doesn't take place with HF. Okay, so this is what you have to remember. Now let's come to the next reaction, that is addition of water, that is hydration of alkenes. Addition of water is taking place in the presence of acid. So it is an acid catalyzed reaction. Hydration of alkene is acid catalyzed. It is acid catalyzed. Now when this is undergoing reaction with water in the presence of H+, the product formed is ethanol. This you have studied last year. Hydration of alkenes will give you the corresponding alcohol. Now if you are taking an unsymmetrical alkene, when water is added, again this will follow Markovnikov's addition. Markovnikov's rule is applied for HX, HOX and water. In all the three cases, Markovnikov's rule is applied whenever it is added to an unsymmetrical alkene. So here also when water is added, water will be in the form of H plus and OH minus. What do you know in Markovnikov's rule? The negative part of the added molecule will go to that carbon having less hydrogen. So it will go to this carbon. So OH will attach here and H plus will go here. So you will get propan-2-ol. Same way. Supposing this is the alkene. Initially H plus will be added. Whenever you add anything, first step is the addition of electrophile. So H plus is the electrophile. So that will get added. How? This will become CH2 negative. So that will get added. So it will become, the CH2 minus will become CH3. So when this is shifting, is carbon पे positive charge आएगा. That is what I have shown here. Okay. Now this will be attacked by OH minus in the next step. When this OH minus will get attached to this C positive. So you will get tertiary butyl alcohol or 2-methyl propan-2-ol. You'll get this, right? That is addition of water. Same way, addition of HOX, hypohalous acid you call it as. Okay, this is OH minus and Cl plus. O is much more electronegative than Cl. That is why here minus charge is there and positive charge is there on Cl. So again the same way, when HOCl is added, one will go to one carbon, the other one will go to the other carbon. And if it is unsymmetrical, again Markovnikov's addition will come into play. Now the negative part of the added molecule will add on to that carbon having less hydrogen and the positive one will go to carbon having more hydrogen. So you will get this as the product. Right? Okay.